was a taniwha who lived in the Porirua harbour hundreds of years ago. Awarua often ventured out into the sea chasing food and visiting friends. Ririroa the albatross was one of Awarua's closest friends. Ririroa would often look out at Awarua far below as she flew across the sea. She would then descend with outstretched wings and call out with an albatross karanga. Awarua and Ririroa would talk for hours. Awarua loved to hear Ririroa's stories of flying across the ocean without having to return to land, just resting and feeding on the surface of the sea. Ririroa would stretch her great wings to show Awarua how she could be lifted into the wind and taken away. Awarua also had wings, but they were small in comparison and didn't seem to extend well at all. Awarua was embarrassed by her inability to fly, and Ririroa could see her embarrassment but didn't make a big deal of it. It's not so important to fly, you know. Sometimes I wish that I could just stay in one place and have a home like you do, Ririroa offered as words of comfort. But Awarua wasn't convinced. You're a good friend, Ririroa. I wonder, will you teach me to fly? Ririroa agreed because Awarua was her friend. As payment, Awarua would catch Ririroa fish while she was teaching her to fly. On the first day of flying practice, Awarua was nervous. Ririroa reminded Awarua that flying took a lot of practice and perhaps quite a lot of time. Firstly, you will have to strengthen your wings. Ririroa had an idea. She dove down into the sea and picked up 2 large stones. She placed one in each of Awarua's wings and told her to raise her wings so that the tips touched above her head. Awarua did this, but it was very hard. This continued all day until Awarua was completely exhausted. When the sun finally set, they had stopped to rest and have dinner. When Ririroa saw the array of fish and eels that Awarua could catch, she was amazed. There was every type of fish imaginable. Awarua offered them to her friend, who happily ate them. Awarua was hungry after her day's work and ate many fish in one big gulp. And then she dove back into the water to get some more. You're in training now and you will need to watch your diet, said Ririroa. You couldn't possibly stay airborne if your body was too heavy. So Awarua agreed and sadly released her second scoop of fish. Awarua's training continued for weeks. Soon she was racing around the harbour and lifting her wings with ease. Finally the day arrived when Awarua was ready to try her first flight. Ririroa took Awarua to the end of the harbour and directed Awarua towards the centre, facing Whitireia, the local manga. Awarua took a deep breath, flapped her wings faster and faster and began to skim across the water. The manga Whitireia loomed in front of her quickly and she smashed into the trees that covered Whitireia. Awarua emerged from the tangle of broken trees with a huge smile on her face. Did you see me fly? She screeched excitedly. Ririroa landed beside her friend and gave her a huge bird hug. You were absolutely fantastic, she said. Awarua was quick to try again. This time Awarua flapped her wings extra hard. She lifted off the water, easily passing over Whitireia this time. Awarua was so excited and busy looking around that she didn't see Mana Island right in front of her. She hit the island with a mighty crash and then slid unhurt into the sea. Awarua continued to practice flying, and although she couldn't fly for long distances, she was happy with being able to lift into the skies. Ririroa was also happy that her teaching had been so successful. To this day, the results of Awarua's flying antics can be seen in the landscape around the Porirua harbour. When she crash-landed on Mana Island, she took the top off it, which is why Mana Island looks so flat. When she collided into Whitireia, she caused a huge gully, which is now where Onokoto Park is. This is the story of how Awarua the taniwha of Porirua learned how to fly.
Is the song finished? Is it finished? I'm going to play.